So we have seen how to set up a few filters to show only part of the data sets in a Power BI report. Instead of using filters, we also learned there's a thing called slicer, which can also let you slice different part of the data to be shown in the visuals. So let's take a look of how to construct slicer here. Let's actually make this slightly smaller, and then we can work on introducing a slicer to this report. So here, click outside this view, move your mouse outside the view and click. In this case, this view is no longer highlighted. Then you can go to the data and you can check on year and the month under the date hierarchy. Alright, this will actually present a new view here. It's a table view here, and I can make it smaller. Alright, so the format of this view, by default, Power BI set it as a, you can see here, a table. Okay, this table button was actually clicked on here. So by default, because you checked year and month, these two data fields, Power BI, I think it makes sense to set this up as a table. But we actually want this to be a slicer. How to do that? Just click on this view, this table view. Okay, then you go to visualizations, build view, and let's check this one. This is a slicer. Okay, click on this one. Now this becomes a slicer view, which can affect the other view in this report. Okay, so let's see. So currently there's no choice at all. Okay, we don't have any choice. It's all blank. We didn't specify any year and month. However, if we go to 2023 and we say February, okay. Now, basically, what we're doing is we say we want to slice the data to focus on 2023, February 2023. However, once we did this, you notice this view, which report the month's return, just entirely disappear. Okay, that's probably not surprising because if you paid attention, this view is based on the following filters. We only allow data from December 2023. Okay. So if this slicer, February 2023, also was imposed on this view, then there's an empty data set the viewer can use, right? There's no such amounts which falls both under February 2023 and December 2023. Okay, so basically, because of this conflicts between this slicer and this viewer filters, it makes this entire view empty. Okay, so to work around this, of course, you need to either make the slicer effective or make the filters effective. You cannot make both effective. So in this case, we're going to actually clear the filters for the view here. Okay, so to clear the filters here, you can click on this kind of like eraser button. Okay, this will clear the months being allowed on the view. The year also, you can click on the eraser. Then there's no more filters for year and month specified here on the filters pane. The only filter that's effective now is going to be specified by the slicer. So basically here we have this view showing the monthly return for each stock in February 2023. Of course, accordingly, you should change the title of the view. Okay, instead of specifying it's December 2023, you probably want to just restore it to the original name, which is monthly return by security, without specifying which month you are trying to show. In this case, once you change the title, okay, there's no specific months. You can always play with different months. Okay, check this slicer for different months, and the corresponding monthly return for each security is going to be shown in this viewer. Okay, so this is a way to introduce a slicer to our viewer. So we want to actually restore our original viewer without this slicer. So I'm going to click on the slicer. I'm going to press delete. So this slicer is gone. We also want to restore the month and the year filter for this viewer. So I'm going to introduce December here. I'm going to introduce year 2023 here. So now my viewer was reinstalled to the previous status where we have a set of filters in the filters pane, and that will specify the particular filter we need to use for this viewer. We also want to change the title back to month returned by securities in December 2023. Okay, so this will finish our job.